What's going on, guys, and welcome to a new episode of the Ultimate Ironman series. In the last episode, we got the Slayer helmet, and in this episode, we'll be putting that to good use, and also we will be talking about some new plans for the future. So we're still in the Suka task, but I'm starting the day off with a little herb run. We currently have a lot of herbs in our inventory. We should have enough to get 74, which makes us able to make the stamina pool in our house. But to be quite honest, I don't really feel like doing that right now. So we'll just keep doing herb runs and we'll try to stack up a lot of them. And after that, we'll probably do the herb lure grind ones. We're back at the Sukas, and now that I see this guy doing this with the bone crossbow and bone bolts in full green dragonite, this really makes me appreciate the bowfire we have, because for him it takes like 1 minute to kill Sukwa, something like that, and for us we just burst it down easily with the bowfire and the Slayer helm. Yeah, I just appreciate having this so much. While Mr. Green Dragonite is probably still on this task for like a couple of hours, we are done with it. Now I'm just going to do 9 Tyrell task and I'll get back to you once we are ready for a Konar task again. We are on a little lizard task from Tyrell and we just got the Mystic Gloves Light. And we don't have these yet. We got the Mystic Gloves Dark from the Twisted Banshees, but this is a new collection lock, and we can also put this in the POH just as the Dark Gloves. So after this task, we'll definitely do that. So here we have the Dark Mystic Gloves, and now it's also time to put in the Light Mystic Gloves. We cannot take out the outfit till we have the full outfit. That's how Ultimate Ironman storage works, but it's still nice to have this here. In general, I really like it about Ultimate Ironman. Obviously, you cannot really bank all your items and like flex them all. But instead you can just put them in your POH and you still have this nice collection of items. So like in the future, I'd really love to fill up as much as possible by doing a lot of clues. But that's something for the future. Let's first make sure we can actually complete all the steps by training 69 Slayer and then doing a lot of quests. And I never really like to ask for subs, but we're currently closing into 1k subs and 69% of you guys aren't currently subscribed. So if you are enjoying the content, a sub really helps. We're back at Konar. I'm kind of scrolling through all the rewards we can get. Like the hot stuff is pretty good, but I think Konar can't even assign this. This makes you able to do a jet task, and it's pretty good Slayer EXP, I think. And both with our current inventory setup, I think, yeah, like we can only take 6 prayer potions, which should probably be enough for us to do it, but it's pretty much a hassle by one tick flicking everything, and I wouldn't really like that, so it's probably something we will unlock later. And again, Konar can't even assign these, so not really that important now. Also, the Lizardman tasks could be quite good to slowly get the Dragon Warhammer. But for this, we need to complete the current Heart Diary, so we could use the Shasian outfit with the Slayer helm. And that's also probably something we will do once we take a break from Slayer. Like when we get 69, we will do Monkey Madness 2 and some other quests as well. And probably from 69 to like the high level Slayer levels, we'll probably unlock all of these things. And also, that's an Enku task in the Stronghold Slayer dungeon. Not the best task, but they're only 50. So in terms of points, it's really good. But in terms of EXP, well, not that good. Still a task we will definitely do. I cannot interact with my client, which, yeah. We just DC'd. And I think at this place, well, there's basically a 0% chance to die. But my internet has been pretty screwed the last couple of days. So we might have to be careful with this. Might even want to opt to get a Ring of Life or something. Again, for these Enku tasks, not that much issue, but yeah, for killing like Hespori or something, like dying would be pretty annoying, as we are dead banked for some items. We managed to fix the internet, so we're back in the game, and I think what I'm going to do is plug my phone into my computer, because when you do that, you can put on USB tethering. And this is a way to give internet from your phone to your PC, and this can basically work as a second internet connection, so whenever your first one fails, it will go over to the USB tethering from your phone, and then you can still use internet from that. So it's basically just a small DC protection. I use this on my hardcore Ironman as well whenever I did like stuff like Hespori or Dagonet Rex, just in case. It's a pretty neat trick, might be useful for some of you, so I'm just going to do that, so the Ring of Life shouldn't be really needed. And again, for these Enku tasks, we won't really die, but there could be some issues involved with DCing in the future. That's the task completed, and this was task number 100 for 450 points, really nice. The Enku task in general, like, bad drops, not really good EXP. We did get 1 Brimstone key though, but apart from that, like the Enku task isn't really a good one. So now it's time to do 9 Tyrell tasks again, then we will go to Konar, get this Brimstone chest opened up and get a new task there. To manage our inventory for a bit, it seemed like a good idea to just open the Brimstone chest before we go Tyrell boosting. And that's 5 RNR seeds. It's actually a really nice drop. Love to see that. Didn't even know we could get this many. Yeah, that's really nice. The Banshee task is done. Oh, also for a Slayer level. Didn't even start recording the clips for this. But that's 59 Slayer, 10 levels left before we get 69, and then we will take a big break from Slayer. Also, our farmer contract is done, so let's do that. Sell all our stuff to the West Arty General Store. And in general, like these Twisted Banshees tasks, definitely my favorite Tyrell task. The drops are really good. We had to downgrade all the way to an easy contract again. We're getting quite unlucky lately on contracts, so it's time to thieve some master farmers. And at least potato seeds aren't really that rare. Like if you would get a strawberry or a sweet corn seed, it could take quite a while to thieve them. But for potatoes it's only a couple of minutes and not even really worth it to grab your rogue's outfit for this. We managed to get the potato seed fairly quickly and did a little urban after that. Our arrowroot leaves are currently really stacking up. We now have over 1k, which is exactly 100k Herbler EXP, I think. I think each super attack should be 100 EXP. So our Herbler EXP is slowly stacking up. We completed 109 tasks, which means it's time for another Konar. Oh, that's mutated Zygomites. This is one we definitely complete since it's just a really fast task for points. But in terms of EXP, this is like really terrible. I think like on average this would be 9k EXP per hour. But this is one of those tasks that you always complete to keep up with your points, even if you don't point boost. Because you always need to complete some suboptimal task to keep up with your points, so you can skip the really bad task. But since this one is so quick, it's always worth completing. So let's just do this. After the Enku task, don't really like to see this. Would rather have a task that gives a bit more EXP, but well, what can you do? At least it was a very quick task. That's the Zygomites to complete it for 90 points again. I think our farming contract should be done. Yes, our farming contract is done, so let's go do that. Our next Konar task is Fire Giants in the Brimhaven dungeon. We did this before, and back then I didn't really mind the task. It's also not that bad of a task, but the only issue is we don't have the reanimate spells with us currently, and that would make the task a lot better, but since we don't really have an altar to switch spellbooks in our house, it's kind of annoying to have that. Also, we have no BOH tablets, and we would definitely want to use those. Since we are still stacking up points, I think it's worth it to do this task, but when you're really going for EXP, it's probably something you want to block. But currently our block slots are totally full, so cannot even do that, so probably just a task we have to complete. We use this little trick multiple times, but we have some saplings in our dead bank always, so whenever we get stuck on a tree contract, we can just use that. And now we have an easy maple contract, so we took out our maple saplings from the dead bank, and now we can make sure to not get stuck on this contract. Really nice. Unfortunately, we have to take out all the maple saplings. I realized after, I think someone commented on this, if you like make sure you only have one inventory spot left, you can only take out one. But that's something I only realized after I took them out. So for now we'll just bag it, but at least we didn't get stuck on the contract. I'm just looking at our block list. We could opt to like unblock Galfights and maybe do those instead of Fire Giants. We can kill the small Galfights for that. But in general, we should get 200 quest points after 69 Slayer. And also, well, point boosting the tasks are in general pretty shit, so let's probably just do it and let's bother with this later. To go into the Brimhaven dungeon you need an axe, and I always tend to forget this, so we have a full inventory again. We can easily pick this up in the Brimhaven bar, but obviously you need an inventory spot. So we're probably just going to destroy the Lunar Staff instead of dropping a prayer potion. 60k might be a bit less valuable than one prayer potion. I'm not really sure about this. With the Lunar Staff, we can get that back pretty easily, and it's only 60k and we do have a lot of money. So let's go to the Brimhaven dungeon with our bronze axe now. Our first Brimstone key from the Fire Giant task, not bad at all. I'm kind of considering if Konar or Neve would be better, and the Brimstone keys do give quite good loot, like the Radnar seeds were pretty nice. And we also have the chance of unlocking the Dusk Mystic pieces, obviously. And since we don't have completed Dragon Slayer yet, the tasks we get from Konar aren't really that bad. Like at least we avoided dragon tasks. So I think Konar would still be the play for us. Like with Neve we would get a bit better task, but currently we don't really care about XP but more about points. And maybe once we completed like 150 tasks we will move over to Neve for the EXP, because then we should have enough points to unlock everything and after that also keep up with the skips. We have 50 Fire Giants left and we just got a tooth half of key, and if you guys remember this, we got a loop half in our dead bank. We got this before from Slayer, and this means we can now get a Dragon Stone, which also means we can get an Amulet of Glory. And we are still currently using the Amulet of Nature, so we will use this to make a Mounted Glory, but that will be a very nice teleport to have in our BOH, so after this task we will definitely make that. Fire Giants is one of the tasks where we get a lot of Ensouled heads, and I'm currently not picking these up for the Prayer EXP since I'm not really sure if it's worth it to go all the way to the Arceus altar, but alternatively you could go to the Arceus spellbook and reanimate them while you do the task, but since we don't really have BOH tablets and we don't have an altar in our house to switch spellbooks, I'm not really sure if that's something we can really do right now. So probably after the 69 Slayer grind we will make an altar in our house and make sure we can reanimate these things on the go. That's 60 Slayer achieved, a little milestone for the account. And to elaborate a bit more on what I said in the last clip, our Slayer grind is basically split up into two portions. The first grind will be the grind towards 69 Slayer, And probably once we are 69, we will get a quest cape and we will make the Slayer a bit more optimized by getting Ice Burst and stuff. So basically the way to 69 Slayer is a bit slower, and after that we'll focus on more efficient Slayer. That's the Fire Giant task completed. We got 2 Brimstone keys, some nice alcohols, and obviously the 212 of key, which we will now make into an Amulet of Glory after we sold our alcohols, of course. We just sold the rune items to the West Ardy General Store. Let's see what these Brimstone keys will get us. Some coins. Okay, didn't even know we could get coins from this. And also some Dorstal Seeds. Dorstal Seeds not too useful. We basically only have these for farming contracts. If we would want to use the Dorstals, we could do that at like 95 Urbler, I think, to make super combats, and that's quite a while away. So whenever we are done with contracts, the Dorstals will just be a drop. Now let's grab the loop half of key from the dead bank to make this mounted glory amulet. So as I said, we've been saving this loop half of key in this dead bank for quite a while now, and luckily we didn't die while this was in here. So now we should be able to make the crystal key, and this we can take to Taverley, and there we should be able to get the uncut dragonstone. So we arrived in Taverley with the crystal key. From this chest you always get an uncut dragonstone, but apart from that you can also get other loot, and I'm not too sure if there's any other good loot we can get. Yeah, we just got some swordfish now, that's definitely useless. Like, I'm not really sure if there was anything good we could have gotten, but I don't really think there is. So now let's make a trip around the map to grab everything for the Amulet of Glory. I kind of assumed we could just make the Dragonstone Amulet, but someone in chat reminded me we don't have the crafting levels for that. And yes, indeed, we need 80 crafting for that. I'm not too sure if there's a good boost for this. Maybe we have the Spicy Stew boost, but I'll try to figure this out. Let's just first grab all the items. We just grabbed all the items to make the Amulet of Glory, and now we need a +1 boost since we currently have 79 crafting. And apparently there's this NPC northwest of Sears Village called Stankers, and he gives away a Poison Chalice, and this Poison Chalice has a chance to give a +1 crafting boost. There are some other random effects that it can give as well. So let's see if we can get the +1 boost here. The second chalice gave us the +1 boost. Now let's make a quick trip to Valador, and here we should be able to make the Amulet of Glory. That's the Dragonstone Amulet made. Now let's string it, and that should be it. Now we just need a Cosmic Rune to make it into an Amulet of Glory, and it's actually a really interesting way to boost your crafting level. I really had no idea this item existed, and that's what I like so much about this game. All kind of random items in the game you never know about till you try them. We just got a Cosmic Rune from Ali Morrisane and enchanted the Dragonstone Amulet into an Amulet of Glory. We also grabbed some planks for this and a hammer and a saw. And now it should be here in the Guild Trophy space. Yeah, this is the quest hall. Yeah, in the quest hall of the POH you should be able to make this. And that's the mounted glory made. We now have a teleport to Draenor, Karamja, Edgeville and Alcarid. And these are some teleports we didn't really have access to. So this is really, really, really good to have. We also just did a Hespori KC. We are still trying to keep up with our Chronal Seeds. Obviously we don't need a bucket from here since we already got 2 of those. Let's see if we can get anything. Yeah, really nice. A Snapdragon and a Chronal Seed. Love to see this. The Snapdragon Seed obviously really, really good. Seed's really getting up there. We still have 1 Chronal Seed in our seed box, but it's nice to have some extra to be able to keep planting these. Because it's really helpful with farmer contracts. Like the amount of farmer contracts you can complete really goes up by a lot with the Chronal Seed planted. We just completed 9 Turrel tasks, which means it is time for a Konar task again. Bloodvelds in the Ironwood dungeon. Probably just a task we complete. Yeah, considering we are still hunting points, this is probably a task we will complete. In terms of EXP, not the best task, but I think it gives pretty decent drops, like a lot of blood runes, which are pretty nice for bursting and barraging in the future. So let's just complete this task. Yeah, I think I just mentioned this task isn't really good for EXP, but I think considering we are still doing both our Slayer, it might be one of the better tasks for EXP, honestly, since we hit pretty consistently, we hit pretty high on these, and they have a lot of HP. So in general, it should be a pretty decent task. As I explained before, we currently are not reanimating the Ensalt Heads, and Bloodvelds really drop a lot of those, which is quite a pity, and I'm considering more and more to take a small break from Slayer to set ourselves up for that, but I'm still kind of considering that. We might do that even a bit before 69 Slayer, as we can make Slayer a lot more efficient if we do some small upgrades. For Slayer, I usually just like to pray overhead since it makes it a bit more AFK. But if we would also pray offensive prayers, these tasks would go a lot faster. I think you get like 3 max hits and also a lot more accuracy. And since we're currently pretty close to a bank, so restocking is quite easy, I might just opt to pray Eagle Eye for a bit. I'm just going to try this out, see whether I like it. And if I like it, I'm probably going to do this a bit more. We just got a loop half of key, and this is pretty interesting since we do want 1 more Amulet of Glory, obviously, one we want to wear instead of want to mount in our POH. Since from 69 Slayer we will ditch our whole farming contract setup, and if we want to do some upgrades earlier, we might even do that a bit earlier. So once we clean up our whole inventory, get rid of the Amulet of Nature, then the Glory will definitely be superior to wear. Also, I'm not really sure about Eagle Eye. The prayer points decrease like at 2 times the amount as it would with only overheads. Makes it a lot less AFK, so I think I'm just going to try to do a bit of both. Since we are in the Ira dungeon, we also get crystal shard drops here, because every activity in Priftness you get those. And we can just keep adding these to the legs, I think, since we don't really have that many charges on the crystal legs, so we can just add these on the go. Doesn't really take any inventory space. So yeah, it's only a few charges, but like every charge matters a lot, so we don't have to go back to CG to charge these things up. And yeah, as I said before, these Bloodvelds drop like a shit ton of blood runes, and those are really, really nice in the future whenever we have to barrage for Slayer. And also when we ice burst some tasks, we want to use blood burst sometimes in between to heal up for a bit. So whenever we start bursting and barraging, this will be very, very useful. The time where we want to train farming is getting closer and closer. Currently we don't want to get above 85 so we can keep letting our boost run out. But whenever we quit doing farmer contracts, we definitely want 85 so we can keep using the spirit tree to the farming guild. So for now I'm probably going to keep bagging my dragon fruit tree seeds. And I think I might have made a mistake by this, since the time we want to train farming is really getting close, so we could have also just bagged all our dragon fruit tree seeds. Yeah, if I could go back in time, I probably would have done that. So yeah, for everyone who wants to do the same method of doing farmer contracts in between, I definitely advise keeping your dragon fruit tree seeds, since we did have the backspace for it, so this might have been a small mistake. We just got a superior spawn. That's our second superior spawn we got on this account. Great to see it. Like in terms of Slayer EXP, it's really good. And also since we've been spooned the last couple of weeks, let's just hope we can see an imbued heart. That would be really, really boggers. But obviously it's a really rare drop. As I said before, it's like 20 mil Slayer EXP on average, so we shouldn't expect it, but the Slayer EXP we get from them is still really nice. That's the superior down for 4k EXP drop, which also gives us 61 Slayer. Unfortunately no imbued heart, but we did get a crystal shard from it. Not bad at all. We will obviously add this to the legs again. It's one of the reasons why Bloodveld tasks are especially good. At first I said the EXP wasn't really that good, but you also have to consider the superior spawns obviously, like the 4k EXP really adds to the EXP per hour. So I think I come back from my comment, this task is really good for EXP. That should be the Bloodveld task completed for 90 points. We got a ton of blood runes, also 2 brimstone keys, not too bad at all. So let's open these brimstone keys and let's hope we can get something good. We just completed 9 tasks again, which means we can open a brimstone chest and get a new task. So let's see what we will get. Some raw lobsters, quite interesting. This is a noted food source. I will probably just keep this for a while. Whenever we need food, we can get it pretty easily right now. Like going to the Warriors Guild is quite nice as well, but yeah, it could be good. And some uncut diamonds, we currently still have these in our looting bag. Oh, wait, we have them in the dead bank. I'm not too sure what we will do with this. We do have the backspace to bag it, so we will probably just put it in the looting bag. Yeah, let's get another corner task. Fire giants in the catacombs. Yeah, again, since we're currently still hunting for the points, this is probably a task we will complete. Since we do currently have the backspace and I don't imagine getting anything that we will need to put in the bag soon, I think I will just bag the lobsters and the diamonds. Like the diamonds are pretty good for crafting EXP. We currently do have them in our dead bank, so they will just stack up whenever we grab them out. And also the lobsters, they could be a decent food source. I'm not sure if I will really use this, but we'll just figure it out on the go. So let's just bag it for now. We just arrived at the fire giants, and in front of here there is this pile of rocks. And I'm not sure if there's another way of getting here. I tried to figure that out, but I don't really think there is. I'm not sure if this means we have to grab a pickaxe for this. I can't really remember this. I'm just going to grab a pickaxe, and this might be kind of a newbie mistake. Let me know in the comments. I'm not really sure about this. But yeah, I'm just going to grab a pickaxe. Yeah, I'm fairly sure I did this task before my main account or something, and I really don't remember us having to take a pickaxe for here, but yeah, we just grabbed it. Let's go through the rocks and start this fire giant task. So while doing this task, I've been considering some stuff more and more. Since I see all these Ensalt heads on the ground, we miss out on a lot of prairie EXP, and also we have to do a lot of suboptimal tasks. So I think after this task, I might consider just getting Desert Treasure done, getting some other quests done for 200 quest points. That gives us an extra block slot. Also get the altar in the house, make a lot of POH tablets. Yeah, I'm probably just going to figure out and explain it on the go. But after this task, we might take a little break off Slayer to make Slayer a bit more efficient. Since, yeah, looking at this low Slayer EXP rates, we are currently getting around 10 to 15k EXP per hour. And I think once we optimize our setup for a bit, we could literally double that EXP. We just got some rune items from the fire giants. We'll just sell these to the West Arty General Store, of course. And also, I think we will just drop our maple seeds now, because I really decided on this. After this task, we will get rid of all our farming contract setup and we will set up for more efficient Slayer, because we are missing out on a lot of EXP, as I said before. So we will only complete a few farmer contracts right now, and I really regret not saving up on our Dragon Fruit reseeds, because we do want to get to 85 farming to be able to use the Spirit Tree to the farming guild. So it's really a pity we didn't do that. And with that small regret, we will also be ending the episode here. We made some nice Slayer gains today, and in the next episode, we'll be talking a bit more about our future plans. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope to see you guys in the next episode.